Danny Segura in Miami, Florida, standing next to Combat Miami or Miami, right? Your Spanish is Spanish accent.
Muy bien.
Aquí con Kayla Harrison, que vamos a hacer una entrevista en español. I'm just kidding.
Ay, Dios mío.
That was on point. I mean, you've been living in South Florida.
Yeah, that's what I yell at my kids like 24/7. Ay, Dios mío.
Yeah.
I curse at them in Spanish because they don't know what it means, but I've realized that I need to stop because the other day Emery said puta, and I was like, oh, don't say that.
Yeah, it's probably you probably got to keep that low key. Maybe switch up the language.
Yeah, gotta find another language to curse at them in.
So Kayla, let's you're off season, right? How has this been months like? You know, you won the 2021 PFL tournament, two tournaments in a row. How has this time been like off?
It's been good. You know, normally the season ends on New Year's, so just to celebrate the holidays with my family, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I kind of took it easy, just trained once a day. I went home to Ohio for both of the holidays. I haven't done that since, God, I mean, I moved to Boston when I was 16, and I think I maybe had 1 or 2 Christmases at home in Ohio since then. So it's been a long, long time. The kids were so happy to go home. I was thrilled to see all of my family and just enjoy myself. So it's been really good.
That's awesome. Yeah. So this last season was a little bit different because of the whole COVID stuff. A little bit less fights. Do you almost prefer it this way rather than the? I know it's nice to fight on New Year's Eve. You know, it makes it a little bit more special. But it seems you don't like it. Right?
Nah, I'm not. I liked the season, even though it's. I will say that 4 fights in 5.5 months is absolutely insane. It's a ton of wear and tear on the body, but I much prefer that to fighting on New Year's Eve. Yeah, I enjoyed the holidays too much. I haven't done that since I was a kid. So.
Yeah. Speaking as a journalist in the industry, I also enjoy having my New Year's Eve off.
You're like, oh, look at this! I could actually do something with my friends and family. Yeah, it was nice, right?
Yeah, it's certainly PFL. Take note there.
Please take note. We are who matters.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about your future. Do we have any answers? Obviously, you're the hottest free agent right now. Can you give us an update of what's going on? I spoke to Ali, I believe, a couple days ago. He said you're still a free agent, but front runner seems to be PFL right now. What's going on? What's the latest?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm staying out. I had kind of a plan in my head of what I wanted to do that would have been absolutely like ridiculously badass. It would have been like you guys all have been like, all right, she's the GOAT. We'll shut up now. And it was going to involve multiple promotions, multiple belts, multiple weight classes. It was going to be pretty badass, but it didn't pan out, or it looks like it's not going to pan out. So, now that my dreams are crushed, I'm just going to wait for Ollie and see what he says.
Well, sorry to hear.
Okay.
What's the? Can you give us a little bit more clues there? What promotion?
How many more clues do you want? Multiple promotions, multiple belts. Okay. Kill a legend to become a legend.
Okay, nice. I guess like you went to Bellator. We spoke there. You went to the UFC as well. What are you sort of eyeing out right now in the landscape? Like, what do you think are like some of the promotions that are in the race? Because I mean, it's just Elise said the PFL is front runner, but are there other promotions right now involved?
Yeah, I think really at this point, I got the offer from the UFC. I know what it is. I think timing-wise, just because of certain things that are going to happen with Amanda and Julianna, et cetera,
Right.
Timing is kind of everything in this sport. So PFL is definitely the front runner. Bellator, again, we had spoken to. I don't know the exact details of what was said between Ali and them, but I know what I had proposed. So it doesn't look like that's going to – we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You got an offer from the UFC.
I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I mean, it was a good starting offer. Yeah.
Okay. Just to get the conversation going?
I mean, it's a good starting offer.
And obviously, we saw Amanda Nunes lose her title to Julianna Peña. Did that change sort of the plans?
Not really. I mean, I was, everyone thinks that, like, I was bummed for my teammate that night. There's like a viral video of me screaming "fuck" or something. So, but it was mostly just because I was in shock and I was bummed for her. But what Amanda does with her career has no bearing on my career. I respect her. I have a ton of respect for her as a fighter, as a mom, as a human being. But, my journey is my journey, and she knows, I know, everyone knows that I want to be the best. That's not a secret. So it's changes things a little bit because now I think that they're going to have a rematch, and I think that rematch is going to take a while to happen. So, like, why would I run over to the UFC and sit there and wait if that's going to happen?
So like a potential fight between you and Amanda, was it ever discussed with the UFC?
I mean, there was a bunch of stuff discussed, you know, a bunch of names came up. That was one of my concerns was, you know, everyone talks about the level of competition at the PFL and this and that, but I said, well, who else is, you know, what's after that? So if that ever were to happen. And that's why the sport is so funny to me, because I think there's a problem in multiple places for the bigger girls. You know, we just need to keep growing the divisions and growing the talent and raising the level. It's tough because I think all the three best women all fight in different promotions. You know, like we're not all ever under the same banner, which will be a tragedy if I don't get to fight both of them at some point.
Yeah, certainly. And what were your sort of thoughts on the Amanda's loss? Because I mean, it was the biggest upset of the year. And it was MMA Junkie's 2021 upset of the year, which that's all that matters as far as the awards, of course. I mean, what was going on through your mind? Because obviously a huge shock, and you've trained with her. You know how good she is.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was just in shock. I think the whole world was in shock. I think Amanda was in shock. You know, credit to Julianna. She, you know, executed a great game plan. She pressured her early, and she ate those big shots and wasn't afraid to keep coming forward. I think it's a smart game plan. And, you know, failure is our fuel. It's our opportunity to grow. We don't grow if we don't get challenged, and I think that this is a great opportunity for Amanda to grow.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if you have any comment on this, but there was some reports that Amanda Nunes allegedly left American Top Team. She hasn't said anything about it, of course, neither the team. But is there anything going on? Do you know any update on that?
You know, that's one you have to talk to Dan Lambert about. He's our leader. I am the team captain, but I think that's best left between Amanda and Dan, and whatever she does is the same as she said about me. You know, I wish her the best in all that she does. You know, she's a good person. She deserves good things.
Lastly, if you do end up again with PFL, will you be fighting at 155 pounds, or will this be 145?
I think that if I sign again with the PFL, there's just it's not possible to make 145 pounds 4 times in 5.5 months. That's not going to happen. So it'll be at 155 if I do sign again.
Nice. Okay. But do you think will it be like more than one season, or are we talking about just one season?
Anything I sign with any promotion will be very, very short contracts. You can't buy my soul.
Okay. Interesting. Lastly, let's get an update. We were talking about off camera, and I thought this was really interesting. You have some chickens now.
Yeah, I got
right?
chicken mother hen.
Exactly. What's going on? Why did you decide to make that move? It's a big responsibility, and you have already a lot on your shoulders.
No, I know. I have a flourishing career. I have 2 children. I have 2 dogs. I have a fish, and now I have 3 chickens. I don't know, because our friends at church have chickens, and actually Tyrone, who's fighting tonight,
well, he's got a bunch of animals.
He's got a ton of animals, and he came over to check on the kids, I think, when I was in Vegas or something, because he's managed by Ali as well. He lives super close. So he came over and he brought freaking baby chickens. And then Kayla was like, oh, my God, Mom, I really want some chickens. So now it's a science project, man. We actually, we played hooky last week. We went to the county fair. We checked out the chicken competition. We've got our silky chickens. We're going to have some fresh organic eggs soon. Farm life is the best life.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. It's very calming, you know, to be out in nature with animals. It's nice. I encourage everyone to spend at least 15 minutes outside every day.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I appreciate the career update as well as the farm update. Thank you very much, and looking forward to what's next. Certainly exciting times for Kayla Harrison, right?
Gracias, Danny.
De nada.